I was like, no, this is a bad idea because either the car gets pulled towards the trolley or it gets pushed away from the trolley, and either way, it's still a convertible, and you're still gonna die.
What's going on, everyone? So Joe, in our last Joel's Crappy Movies video, somebody commented about a movie that they thought was their favorite negotiator movie.
Right, we were talking about the movie Hostage, and then we were talking about all the hostage and negotiator movies we could think of. And our good buddy Justin, he runs a great channel and a great comic. Um, he mentioned the movie Metro, which is a 1997 Eddie Murphy movie that I had never seen, and I felt very bad that I hadn't seen it.
I hadn't seen it either, but when he had mentioned Metro and the negotiator, I immediately pictured the negotiator poster, but instead of Samuel L. Jackson, it's Eddie Murphy.
That's it. But not like Eddie Murphy from the Metro. It was like Eddie Murphy from, the Clumps.
Yeah. But I thought about it like 10 seconds more. I was like, wait, no, I think I know this poster. And it's him, like, putting his hands
Right.
up.
He's just saying, I don't got any. He's in typical negotiator pose. It's actually a pretty good poster. I was trying to figure out like why this movie didn't do well, because it didn't like catch on or like light the world on fire, and it sort of came in a moment in his career where Beverly Hills Cop 3 had just come out and didn't do so well. So and maybe he was looking for something new. The Nutty Professor movies were huge, and it was like right before he was going to jump into his like family-friendly Disney run of like the Doolittle stuff and so I wasn't sure like why this didn't work, like why people didn't go to see it. And the poster was one thing I thought about because it's not a bad poster. Like it tells you exactly what's going on. It lets you know who's in it.
I guess like because I have memories of that poster, but I didn't know he was a negotiator in the movie from the poster.
Oh, what else could it be?
Oh.
He's like, he could be like a stand-up comedian. He's wearing like a bulletproof vest though.
Well, I mean, like it has been like what 30 years now, so like,
that's true.
My memories of the poster are not great. My memories in general are not great.
Well, maybe it's not as good a poster as I thought it was, and is the sole reason the film did not do well. But when Justin was singing its praises, I was like, oh, I definitely know that's a movie. It's definitely a movie I haven't seen. But I didn't think it was one that I had to check out, like one that was worth going back for.
Yeah.
But we listen to people here on this channel, so we decided to go back and watch it. Or I did, and then I bullied you into doing it.
Well, I would say a big part of why I watched it was because it was free on Amazon Prime. If I had to do any more effort than that, I probably would not have watched it.
Yeah, if it was not here before you would just been like, no, I'm sorry. It can't be done.
If I had to rent it from the library, I probably wouldn't have done it.
Yuck. No, thank you. And I was trying to do research on this movie, and one of the things I do is I go on YouTube and see if there's making of YouTube videos. There's not. Like, no one cares about this movie. Like, there's except Justin.
Justin cares about it.
Like, it doesn't have, it's not a cult movie. Like, it didn't catch on. I did find one making of video, and it was in French. So
maybe the French care about it.
Ooh la la. Yeah, Metro is c'est magnifique. It is magnifique. I liked it watching it. I think it's Eddie doing what Eddie does. Like, he's funny when he needs to be. He's the action's really great. Like, I mean, it's definitely a 90s movie. Like, in the first minute, he's a negotiator, but he still shoots somebody. Like, I think it struggles a little bit to have an identity. Like, there would be a great action sequence, and then I'd say to myself, oh, he's the guy that's supposed to be de-escalating things. But he's also the guy that ran down a trolley car. Like, like it didn't quite. It was very 90s in that way, but that's fine. I loved it.
Yeah, it felt very 90s, and it was also very different than I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
Um, like when I think of Eddie Murphy, I think of like funny movies, and it's not that this movie isn't funny. It's just not like it's not a comedy. Um, so yeah,
It is
it
it
threw me
is
for a
definitely
loop.
more action than comedy. Like it definitely leans that way more than the haha funny. But I think that harkens back to the first two Beverly Hills Cop movies, which were very funny, mostly just because Eddie was being Eddie. But those were crime stories. Those were
Yeah.
hard stories. Um, and then in the third one, he goes to that amusement park, and I got he dresses up as like a mascot in that movie too. That I could see him saying like, I'm not doing that again. I'm gonna course
Yeah.
correct with Metro, and this is like I'm gonna do it rough and tumble like I should.
So do you think Metro was kind of his way of like breaking back out of that kind of stereotype he fell into?
It might have been, yeah, and certainly hopes for like, oh, this could this be my new Beverly Hills Cop?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, although, so watching the movie, like when the credits were rolling at the very beginning, there were two names that stood out at me. One of was a producer, and one of them was, I think, director of photography.
it's coming back to me now. Go ahead. Yeah,
Both of their last names are Murphy.
right. I did notice that too, and I was like, huh, like what's going on here? Is this
I was like, is this a
cousins
family affair?
or yeah? I mean, well, they did a good job. The movie's good, so it all
Well,
worked out. But
I did look it up because I was very curious whether or not
good.
um, they were people related to Eddie Murphy. One of them is his cousin, and that's one of the producers.
That's
Um,
crazy. I mean, that's Hollywood.
and the other one is unrelated to him.
Good. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not like Murphy is an uncommon name. Like
yeah.
it is what it is.
They just
Uh,
pop up like right one after another. I was like, wait a
it was
second.
it was very strange. Um, there are no Murphys in the cast that I'm aware of. Uh, it is kind of a sparse cast. The only other real name is Michael Rappaport, and we had Donald Logue in the opening bank heist scene, which is fun. Um, Carmen Ejogo plays his love interest, and I've seen her in things before, and she's good, but she's not like a huge star or anything. Um, so it's a lot of this is right on Eddie's shoulders. Like he's carrying this film the whole way. I think he does. I think it works. It's a little long, but I was there for the action. Like the trolley thing I mentioned. It's a
Yeah.
car chase, and then he jumps into a trolley and is dragged along by the trolley while he's
So
fighting somebody.
we should mention that this does take place in San Francisco, so it is
Of
very like
course,
like
mandatory.
hilly and
Yeah, mandatory trolley chase sequence if you're shooting your movie in San Francisco. Um, yeah, you can't set a movie in San Francisco without that, right? Like
yeah.
it would be
I mean,
weird.
The Rock had something with the trolley, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Shang-Chi also has something with the trolley. No, well, I guess they have the. I can't remember if there's a trolley in that bus sequence.
Does the bus hit a trolley?
It might. I don't know.
One could only assume. I love the end of that one because it they're out of control. The brakes are gone. The trolley's running down the hill. He kind of gets his bearings, and then Michael Rappaport drives up next to him in a convertible, and he's like, "Slow down," and he jumps in. Except there's like 10, 12 people still on the trolley. I was like, bro, are you not going to fit everybody in there? And he's like, go, 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 go. And I'm like, no, that's the exact opposite of what we need to do. So I thought he was abandoning these people, but he's not. He pulls like he says, turn hard right now. And they turn in front of the trolley so that the trolley runs into the Cadillac and they could stop it. I was
Yeah.
like, no, this is a bad idea because either the car gets pulled towards the trolley or it gets pushed away from the trolley. And either way, it's still a convertible, and you're still gonna die.
Well, so between that scene and so, I mean, we do we have to say spoilers for a movie that came out
No
like
one cares
30
about.
years
Is
ago?
that? No, I mean let's go spoilers.
Okay.
Spoiler time.
Uh,
Yeah.
so like, um, what sets this whole chain of events off is that his is it his partner that goes up to it's somebody he works with,
Right.
and
Right. Right.
like
Right.
um that person gets killed, and like later on there's a scene where Eddie Murphy's like, if I only had gone up with him, and I'm thinking, what I was like, is this a Spider-Man movie? Like,
Right. And then
is his
this.
partner Uncle Ben?
Yeah.
And then the trolley thing happened where like he has to stop the trolley from like crashing into something, which also happens in Spider-Man.
It's a very Spider-Man thing. And I don't know if you saw it, but his partner or his coworker did spell out with blood on the wall, "With great power comes great," and it trailed off. But no, he didn't do that. Yeah, I mean, Spider-Man's a classic story, so I can see why they would use it. I don't know if it was his partner, only because Murphy's character in this movie, whose name is Scott Roper, is very 90s cop lone wolf.
Yeah,
Like, even when he's introduced to Michael Rappaport, he's like, I don't need this guy. Like, I
he's
don't
I
want
don't
to
need a
take.
partner.
Yeah, and then he doesn't need a partner so much. He's like, here's a riddle. And then we don't see Michael Rappaport for like a half an hour. And when he comes back, he's like, did you figure out the riddle? And he did. So then they could become friends. Um, that said, Michael Rappaport has the one thing I do remember about this movie, which was in the trailer, he has a scene where he's like, they're like doing training uh, for being not a negotiator, but like target training or like assessing a situation sort of training. Uh, and he's like, all right, Eddie Murphy's like, all right, close your eyes, tell me what's in the room. And he's like, there's a guy over here, there's a whatever over here. And it's a bodega, so he's like, and toilet paper's on sale for and it is very much a trailer or a commercial moment. But yeah, he is a guy that does not want
Yeah. So when the trolley thing happens, like I was like, is it like how far into the movie are we? Because they catch him, they catch the guy who killed his coworker, let's say, because it's
to.
not his partner, I don't think.
Just
Um,
just a brief aside. When he kills that coworker, that's the point where I was like, "What is this movie rated? Like, what is happening?" Because
yeah,
it is like nothing else in a Eddie Murphy movie. Like, it's really bloody and disgusting, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Uh, but yeah, so they catch that guy, and
yeah, like so generally in a movie where it's like there's a good guy and a bad guy, and the good guy chases the bad guy. If it's the end of the movie, the good guy catches the bad guy. But this happens like in the middle of the movie.
yeah, then there's like the emotional side of the movie where he gets his riz on. Like, it's weird. Uh, but then still ends with a great action sequence. I mean, I'm not mad at this movie. It's so fun. It's so fun. All the action's good. Eddie's great, but it's true. It could have picked. It could have been fast, had better pacing, and it could have been funnier.
Yeah,
And it might have been just what it needed.
yeah. I mean, I enjoyed the movie. Like, the thing that stood out to me as being the most '90s though was the music. No, it wasn't any like '90s song or anything like that, but it was just like the soundtrack was very like it almost reminded me of like a temp track that they put in and just didn't change it.
Well, when you run out of money, you you stop work. No, that's interesting. Now I want to go back and see what I forgot. Um, I will say it's good. It didn't stand out to me, so that's a good sign of a score. A score, if it can
Yeah.
help guide you through the movie without distracting you, that's a good. So, would we recommend Metro to other people?
I mean, if you're looking for another negotiator movie to watch, I would recommend it. How about
Same,
you?
yeah, same vibes for sure. And the negotiation stuff is really good. Like a little unbelievable at points because he does like just straight up shoot some guy. Um, but that stuff is fun, and I would have loved to seen a full movie that really focused on that, as opposed to him being like, I mean, he just chases everybody, and he loses his gun like 3 times. Like, you can't go back and get that. It's gone.
Do you think he loses the gun because he's a negotiator? Like he's not used to handling the
It's
gun?
not,
Because like, don't they have to give him? They give him a gun in the that first negotiator scene,
sure. Yeah,
and he's like, I haven't shot anybody and whatever.
that's
Um,
true.
so like the rest of the movie, he's like he doesn't know what to do with it.
I think it's a classic destroy the cell phone situation where they're like, we need to even the playing fields here, so like he can't have a gun. He needs to be in danger. So immediately the gun's gone. But yeah. So I think they just wanted him to be in more danger, and that's why he loses the gun. But yeah, I mean, you picked up your detective skills are on point. Like he's not someone that uses a gun anyway, or should be. Get your bullhorn out. Talk somebody down.
So if you guys have seen Metro or want to see Metro, and then after you've seen Metro, let us know what you thought. Are there any other negotiator movies that we should watch, or just watch in general? Uh, be
And thank
sure
you to
to
Justin for shouting this one out and for convincing us to go check it out. Thank you.
yeah. Thanks, Justin. And we will catch you guys in the next one.